For those of you who have been working to try and bring more flexibility into your bow hand, maybe wrist circles so that you can make cleaner, clearer, simpler string crossings, here are some steps that I find helpful for me and I'm finding to be very helpful for my students. Step 1, with no instrument in your hands, take your left hand. Hold your first finger, your pointer finger, out in front of you firmly. Take your right hand, your bow hand, and just drop your fingers onto your pointer finger with weight so that your shoulder, everything's loose, your fingers are heavy and relaxed. What you're going to feel is the inside of your knuckles, right here, pushing down and in towards your pointer finger. So this part of your hand, in a relaxed way, pushes in towards the finger. Without tension, everything's loose. Notice that motion. A lot of people will call this, I've heard it called things like spider push-ups. You push this part of your hand in and then release. Push it in and release. Push it in and release. Push it in and release. The next step, when you're comfortable without a bow in your hand, is to just get your bow. And now hold your bow in your left hand so that your right hand can drop on that stick. Get your pinky curved. Keep your thumb out of the picture right now because for many of us, when we put that thumb in, especially when you're learning, it's easy to start to clench and tense things up. So again, you're going to feel that part of your knuckle come in and release. In and release. It's as if it's coming in towards the stick and then just relax it. But what you can see is it's going down and relaxing. Pushing in and releasing. Pushing in and releasing. Make sure your shoulders relax. Make sure everything is relaxed as you are doing this motion. Once you're comfortable with the bow alone, now we're going to take the bow, get your complete bow hold, set it on the D string. I'm setting mine about 8 inches from the frog. And without making a sound, just feel your hands push in and back. That's going to feel a little different because now your thumb is in place. But what you want to focus on are this inside part of your knuckles pushing in and releasing, pushing in and releasing. And you can see how that sort of knuckle push-ups motion looks. In and just let go of it. In and just let go. You want to work on that step until you're comfortable with it. It might take a couple of moments. It could take days or weeks. Just a little bit each day until you have enough muscle memory that this starts to feel natural. That when you ask your hand to do it, it happens right away. Then you know you're ready for the next step. And now we're ready to draw the bow with that motion. As you take your down bow, let your hand feel very light on this stick. Make sure everything's relaxed. As I take the down bow, I'm going to feel the knuckles push in towards the stick. And then when I come up, I'm just going to release that. Push down and release it. Down and release it. Down and release. So the knuckles are pushing down, release, down, release, down, release. When you're first doing this, if you're rocking and hitting other strings, if you're scratching, don't worry about it. It's very difficult to think about everything at once. Get the feeling and then try and focus on your way. Feel the push and release, the push and release on one string. And now it's time to add this to string crossings between two strings. So we're going to go from the D to the ick. First thing you're going to do is lay your bow flat on the D and the A string so that you feel both strings. Now we're going to rock a little bit to the D by letting those knuckles collapse in the down bow, and then on the up bow, I'm going to rock to the A as my knuckles relax. They collapse into the D and they relax. They collapse and they relax. Collapse, relax. D to the A. Collapse and relax. As you're watching your knuckles collapse, you're also, if you're looking in a mirror, you can see that the screw on your bow is actually making an oval shape in the air. You see the knuckles, and you see the oval that the screw is making. So there are several things that you're checking for. And as you're learning this, you're going to probably find that you start to tense up, that you're thinking a lot and that you tense up and you lose the feeling. That's when you stop and you go through the steps again. Now, some things to watch for. You don't want to exaggerate this motion. If it's too much, and you've got too much motion going here, your sound's going to be wide and unfocused. It's not a bad idea to exaggerate emotion if you need to find the feeling. But once you've got it, then you want to center that feeling. So you have just enough motion for flexibility, but you still keep your focused tone.